Shalom Aleichem. Peace to you. And we'd like to welcome you in our Hebrew class, and we hope that you've been blessed by looking at these Hebrew classes. And of course, as usual, we are going through the book of John in Hebrew, and today's lesson will be chapter 1, verses 24 to 28. So let us begin. And just for anyone who might happen to be new, we have the Nakud valve markings with some useful resources. The valve markings are given examples here that hopefully will help you. And of course, we've got some good resources because we need a dictionary often, especially if we're dealing with the Brit Chadashah, the New Testament. And of course, I've given you a website which is very useful in your practice during the week. So we will continue now. And as you can see, we're in verse 24, and it's represented with a kaf, which we know has a value of 20, and a dalet, being the fourth letter of the alphabet, has a value of 4. So we're in 24. So let's go through the letters as we usually do. Vav, He, Shin, Lamed, Vav, Chet, Yod, Mem Sofit, Bet, Aleph, Vav, Mem, Nun Sofit, He, Pei, Resh, Vav, Shin, Yod, Mem Sofit. And so we read, Ve ha shaluchim, and the sent ones. Now, how do we get that? If we look down here, we've got shalach as a kal verb, to send, to dispatch. Then we have shaliach, which is a pure verb, to release, to send away. And we have shulach, which is a verb to be sent, to be launched. Right, so therefore it is the sent ones, because we've got a hey in front of it. It tells us that it's actually like a noun, the sent ones. And the sent ones, and then we have ba'u, which is they came, min meaning from, ha perushim. So that's the noun again, the Parashim. In other words, the Pharisees. And the ones who were sent had come from the Pharisees. That's how we see it in the English version. So let us now see how we go with reading that without any aids. So we go, Veha sheluchim ba'u min ha-perushim. And the translation, and the sent ones, they came from the Parashim, the Pharisees. So we go to the next verse now. That was a very short verse, and we have 25, and it's represented with the kaf 20, hey 5, the fifth letter of the alphabet. Then we have vav, yod, shin, aleph, lamed, hey, vav, vav, yod, aleph, mem, resh, vav, aleph, lamed, yod, vav, mem, dalet, vav, ayin, aleph, fe, because there's no dot, vav, aleph. So let's read it. Va yish aluhu, and they asked him. Now the root of that is sha'al, kal verb, to ask, to question, to request. And in this case, the kibbutz there is also can be used as they, right? Because it's like saying u in the middle there. So, and they asked, and of course the who at the end is the pronoun again, which is him, and they asked him. Va yom ru, and they said, again the u at the end is the pronoun, and they said, Elev, unto him. Again, the vav at the end is the pronoun. Madua. Madua means why. If we look down here, madua is an adverb and it means why, for what reason, or wherefore. So we'll use why. Fo, right? Now it's like the longer version of the pay, but it's fei. So therefore it's Epho. And that can be rendered as then. If we look down here, Epho is an adverb. It can mean however, then, consequently, therefore. And so the English says, and they asked him and said to him, why then? And so we can now read that without any aids. Vayish'aluhu, vayomru elev, madua, epho. And they asked him, and they said unto him, why then? And we get part B of 25, and we have a mem, and this is a tet. Bayet, because of the dot, yod, lamed, aleph, tav, hey, aleph, mem sofit, aleph, yod, nun, kaf sofit, hey, mem, shin, yod, chet, vav, lamed, aleph, aleph, lamed, yod, hey, and vav. So let us read that. Mat, bil. Mat bil means immerse. Why then immerse? Ata, you. Im, if. Ein, ka, not you. Because we know ein means not. Now I've also given you down there tebil, which is a verb to immerse, to baptize. And then I've given you im, meaning if. Not to be confused with meaning a noun, it means people, or a female noun, meaning mother. So I'm giving you those variants of this so that you won't be confused with it. So when it's it's if, not you. Ha-ma-shiach, the Mashiach, which is the Messiah, right? Velo, and not, Eliyahu, which of course we know is Elijah, right? Eliyahu. So why then you immerse if you are not the Messiah and not Eliyahu, Elijah? So we can now read that one. And it is mat bil, ata, im, ein ka. Ha-Mashiach velo Eliyahu. And the translation, immerse you, if not you, the Mashiach, and not Eliyahu. Right, now, we can now move on to part C, which has a vav, lamed, aleph. Hey, nun, vet, yod, aleph. Velo, and not. Ha-na-vi, the prophet. And I've just given you a bit down here. Nevuah, we can see it's got a similar root to the prophet, right? Is a feminine noun and it means prophecy or prediction. And then we've got hit na be, a verb to prophesy or to predict. So I've just given you the different variants of that to help you when you see it. So we've got Eliyahu and not the prophet. So we can read that now, right? Velo ha-navi, and not the prophet. And now we come to 26, and we see it's represented with a kaf, which is 20, and a vav, which is 6. So we get 26. And then we have a vav, yod, ayin, nun sofit, aleph, tav, mem sofit, yod, hey, vav, chet, nun sofit, vav, yod, aleph, mem, resh, aleph, nun, kaf, yod, mem, tet, bayet, because the dot, yod, lamed. So we read it, vaya'an. And he answered. So what is the root? It is ana. It's a kol verb to respond and to answer. And just for a bit of added information, the yod is future, but the vav reverses the tense. So if there was no vav, it would shall answer, but with the vav, it means and he answered, meaning it's a completed action, right? That's why I've given you that. And then ota means you, right? So them, it can be them, sorry. Them, otam, and he answered them. And now who is answering? Yahuchanan. Yahuchanan, which is in modern Hebrew, it tends to be Yochanan. It's like a shorter form. Vayomer, and he said, Anoki, I am. Mat, bil, immersing. So it's the same root we had before, but it's immersing. It could be taken as like a participle form. I'm immersing. So John answered them and said, I immerse. And so we now read that, which is Vaya'an, Otam, Yahuchanan, Vayomer, Anoki, Mat, Bil. And the translation, and he answered them, Yahuchanan, Yochanan. And he said, I am immersing. And we come to part B of 26, and we have a Bayet, Mem, Yod, Mem Sofit, Vav, Vayet, Tav, Vav, Kaf, Kaf, Mem Sofit, Ayin, Vav, Mem, Dalet, Aleph, Shin, Resh, Lamed, Aleph, Yod, Dalet, Ayin, Tav, Mem Sofit, Aleph, Tav, Vav. Remembering that whenever they're in white, that means they're not pronounced at all. All right? So we begin. Ba Mayim. Ba Mayim, meaning Ba is in and Mayim is water. Uv to kakem. Uv to kakem. And in your midst. So the root of that we see down here is tok. It's a masculine noun. It means inside, interior, center, or midst. And of course, we've got and, in, and then kem at the end is your, in your midst. Omed, which is stands. All right, we look down here. Omed, adjective meaning standing, stable, rising up, static. So it stands. Asher, which can have various ways of translating. Whom, what, which, that. So in context, whom, because we're talking about someone. Lo, not. Yedatem, you do know. Because we know yada as a kol verb means to know, to be familiar, to recognize. So you could even put there, you do recognize, not you do recognize. And then we can say oto, which is him. So it's immerse in water, but in your midst stands him whom you do not know or do not recognize. And so we can read that now, and it is ba mayim uv to kakem o med asher lo yedatem o to. In water and in your midst stands whom not you do know him. And so we come now to 27, which is represented by a calf 20 and a Zion 7. So we've got 27. And then we have a Hey, Vav, Aleph, Hey, Bayet, Aleph, Aleph, Chet, Resh, Yod, Aleph, Shin, Resh, Hey, Yod, Hey, Lamed, Fe, Nun, Yod. So let's read it. Who? He is. Now it can be he or he is. So we'll use he is. Haba, meaning the one coming. Because of the hey, we say the one coming rather than coming, right? The one coming. Acharai, meaning after me. The ending with the yod and the patak, meaning me. After me. It can be used sometimes as my, but it's in this case it's after me. Because otherwise you'd say my after. So it's after me. Asher, who? Haya. Now we know haya, it's rooted in to be, or it can be used as was. Lefanei. Before me is normally how it's translated, but literally it means to my face, which means before me. So he is the one who comes after me who was before me. So I've also given you the various words. Achare as a prep means after. And just to help you understand a few different variants, we have icher, PL verb to be late, to delay. Then we have panim, a masculine noun meaning face or surface or front. Then we have pana, is a kol verb to turn, to face, to front. And then we have pina, a PL verb to vacate, to clear away, to evacuate. So that one's a bit off the track, but it's still got the same basic root. But these other ones, we can see how they relate to face, right? To turn, to face, to front, because the front is where the face is, right? So I'm giving you those extra ones just to enrich your vocabulary. So now let us read that. Who? Haba. Acharei. Asher. Haya. Lefanai. And it means he is the one coming after me who was before me, or to my face. And we come to 27b. And we have a vav, an aleph, a nun, a yod, a nun, a kuf, lamed, tav, yod, mem, hey, tav, yod, resh. This one's sin, not a shin, because the dot's on that side. Resh, vav, kaf, so fit. Nun, ayin, lamed, yod, vav. Right, now we can read it. Va'ani. And I am nekalti, unworthy. Now that's one we haven't come across, so let's have a look. Kalut as an adjective can mean also trivial, insignificant, or worthless. So we can sort of understand where that comes from. Unworthy, I am worthless, you could say, or unworthy. Mehatir, from loosening. So the mem is like from, and then we've got hitir is the verb to loosen, to untie, to unravel. Right, so we can see from loosening, serok, the strap. If we look there, serok is a masculine noun for shoelace, lacing, or strap. And then we have ne'alayev, his sandal. Again, the pronoun is at the end. That's his sandal. If we look down here, na'al is a feminine noun for shoe or sandal. And it is the same with just one different vowel mark. It's a kamatz rather than a patak, and na'al is a kol verb meaning to wear footwear, right? So to wear, but it's related to footwear because it also relates to sandal. So the verb and the noun are related that way. And often we find that in Hebrew. And so we can read it now. Va'ani. Ne kalti, mehatir, serok ne'alayev. And I am unworthy from loosening the strap, and we could say the strap of his sandal. And so now we come to 28, which begins with a kaf, which has a value of 20, and a chet, a value of 8. So we know we're in 28. It's just to help us identify when we see that without telling us the number, we should work it out. And then we have a vav, zayin, aleph, tav. Hey yod, tav. Hey. Bet, veit, yod, tav. Aleph, nun, yod, hey. Mem, ayin, veit, resh. Lamed, yod, resh, dalet. Nun, sofit. And so we read, v'zot, and this. Haita was beveit, in the house, and I've added of, anya. And we see it's translated as Bethany, but actually it's two different words. Me'ever, from over. If we look down here, avar is a called verb to pass, to cross over, to go over. And me'ever is an adverb for on the other side, beyond or the other side, right? So from over, la Yarden, to the Yarden, which of course is the Jordan, right? And this was in Bethany, beyond the Jordan. So now we can read that. And we get v'zot, haita, beveit, anya, me'ever, la Yarden. And this was in the house of Anya, from over to the Yarden. And then we come to 28b, and we have an aleph, a shin, a resh, a yod, a hey, a vav, a chet, a nun safit, mem tet, beit, yod, lamed, shin, mem safit. And we read it, a shir, which can be also where. So we know that a shir can be where, that, which, whom, who. But in this case, because we're talking about a place, so it's where, Yahuchanan. Yahuchanan or Yochanan, matbil, immersed, sham, there. So it is beyond the Jordan where John was immersing. And we got here mitbal is a masculine noun meaning a dip or a source, just to see how it's used in different ways. Then we have mutbal, as native means for dipped or immersed. It's like with the kibbutz there, it tends to mean it's a past action, sort of it's happened, dipped or immersed. And then finally we've got lesham, meaning to there, at that place, to that place. Lamed being like to, and then sham meaning there. So now we can read that one, which is Asher, Yahuchanan, Matbil, Sham. See, so when we have this with the chirek, which is the I sound, with the yod, it basically lengthens the I sound, so it's bil. So you can hear the longer I sound, bil, matbil. And so we use it instead of shortening it to matbil. So it's bil. Okay, and the translation where Yochanan, or Yahuchanan of course, immersed there. Okay. So we can now come to, revision. Now, I've not told you what it is because I want you to identify it first. So, what do we see? We've got a kaf. We know that's 20. And we've got a dalet. We know that's the fourth letter of the alphabet. So, we're in 24. Veha sheluchim. And the sent ones, ba'u, they came, min from ha-perushim, the Pharisees. And the sent ones, they came from the Perushim, which is the Pharisees. Vayish'aluhu, and they asked him, Vayomru, and they said, Eliyahu, unto him, Medua, why? Fo, them. And they asked him, and they said unto him, why then? Mut bil, immerse, utter you, if, ein ka, which could be also said as eineka, but we'll just say ein ka, not you, ha-Mashiach, the Messiah, velo, and not Eliyahu, which is Elijah. Immerse you, if not you, the Messiah, the Mashiach, and not Eliyahu, Elijah. And just to help you, we're in 24, and 24 has got no A and B, it's just 24, and then 25A and B. And so we come to the next line, where we're continuing. This must be 25C, below, and not ha-navi, meaning the prophet, and not the prophet. And then we have a kaf 20, vav 6, or in 26. Vaya'an, and he answered, O tam, them, Yahuchanan, or John, Vayomer, and he said, Anoki, I, mat bil, immerse, or I am immersing, you could say it as well. And he answered them, Yahuchanan, which is also known as Yochanan, and he said, I am immersing. Ba mayim, in water, uv to kakem, and in your midst, O med, stands, Asher, whom lo not yadatem, you do know, oto, him. In water, and in your midst stands whom not you do know him. And of course, it was 25C and 26A and B. And then we come to the next page. And we see we've got a kaf, value of 20. Zion, value of 7. So we're in 27. Who? He is. Haba, the one coming. Acharei, after me. Asher, who, haya, was, lefanei, before me or to my face. He is the one coming after me, who was before me to my face. Just a way of saying before me. Then we've got va'ani, and I, or I am, nekalti, unworthy, mehatir, from loosening, rock, the strap, ne'alev, of his sandal. and I am unworthy from loosening the strap of his sandal. And we have a Kaf 20 Chet 8. So we're in 28. Vazot. And this Haita was Bevet in the house, Anya of Anya, which together means Bethany, Me'aver, which is from over or to the other side, La Yarden, to the Yarden, from over to the Yarden. And this was in the house of Anya, from over to the Yarden. Just giving you a very direct translation there. And of course the verses that we're in are 27a and b and 28a. And therefore we come to 28b, of course, which is a share where, that can be where, Yahuchanan or Yochanan, matbil, immersed, sham, there. Where Yahuchanan immersed there. And of course that's part B of 28. And then finally, just to renew our understanding and our minds on the names of the vowels and how to use them, we have. And the first thing to remember is the first sound of a vowel that you read in any of these is the sound that that vowel mark will make. So the first one is cholam, so it's got the O sound. Then we have shva, and it can be without the E sound, but often if it's got a dagesh in the letter, we often say the short E sound because it's separate then. So it becomes she, like a short E. And then we have segol, and again it's the E sound, se. Then we have zere, and you can hear it's a longer sort of E sound. Then we have patak, short A sound, kamat, longer A sound, shuruk, which is the U sound, and then we have kubutz, again the U sound. Then we have a combination of shiva and segol. It's called kataf segol. Again, the short E, and then we have chirik, which is the I sound, kataf patak, which is the short A sound, and then kataf kamat, a longer A sound. Finally, we now have this chart, which is important so that we begin to remember the values of the letters. So I'm going to go backwards just to make it a bit harder. So we have Taf 400, Shin 300, Resh 200, Kuf 100, Zade 90, Fei 80, Ayin 70, Samek 60, Nun 50, Mem 40, Lamed 30, Kaf 20, Yod 10, Tet 9, Chet 8, Zion 7, Vav 6, Hey 5, Dalet 4, Gimel 3, Bayet 2, Aleph 1. And I've given you also the resources again, BeitHamashiach.com. Very useful in practicing because it gives you color-coded translations. It gives you the transliteration. It's very useful. And also, of course, the dictionary, which helps us then to get the proper meaning of the root word that we seek to look for. Because if we know roots, we can actually work out the words quite well. So we'd like to thank you that you have joined us this far, and we do hope you are blessed by going through these lessons. And so we just want to wish you Shavua Tov, a good week, in the name of our Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, the Messiah. Amen. And we hope to see you again.